heard this many times that an idea is 5%. Execution is 95%. An execution of a dream, of a vision, is a big commitment. Forgetting the financial commitment. You've heard it said it takes 9 months to make a baby. It takes 9 years to make a winery.
Our family comes from a background of olive oil and farming. My brother and I decided to go back to our roots, farming, only we have a tremendous passion for wine, and that's where we put our focus and energy, into farming great vineyards and making great wine.
When you think about it, you've got to buy the pristine piece of land, which is a part of earth, part of this entire environment that you would end up owning. Then you'd have to figure out what to plant.
This year, we've only irrigated the first 2 weeks of the season, and we haven't added any water since then. And the question is, how do we know that the vines are not going to shut down? Because we like to stress them. And we have a machine called the pressure bomber. And the pressure bomb analyzes the leaves, how much water there is in each leaf of the vine. And we run a random sample every week of leaves on four samples in each block, and measure, if you want to call it, the blood pressure of the vine. And that tells us exactly how stressed the block is and how stressed the vines are. And based on that, we know if we are to give them water or not. We aim at basically not giving any water if we can to dry farm. But of course, in a weather like California, sometimes it's hard to dry farm because you end up losing the vine, it shuts down. So instead, we just ride it the whole way through by stressing it enough to make very small concentrated berries. But by the same token, not having the vine shut down and losing the vine.
Then you're going to have to wait 3.5 years. And then when you harvest, you have to wait another 2 years for the wine to be made. And then the wine goes in a bottle and hibernates for a year.
Here you find, as Andrei Chalichev back in the 60s, when he discovered this terroir, he called it a jewel of ecological elements. And he was very much a visionary. And he was right. What we're finding here is it truly is a jewel of ecological elements where everything comes in play. You've got the wind from the ocean. You can feel it right here where we're sitting down. We're 13 miles from the ocean. It comes through what's called the Templeton Gap. There's a tunnel that cuts straight from the ocean all the way to here, and it does natural frost control on our mountain. In 4 years that we've been here, and there have been times where there has been frost in the early fall in different vineyards, we've never had frost here. There's a natural movement of air that controls the frost.
So now you're talking about 7-8 years before you have a chance to have that winery put that bottle through a distribution system or wholesale operation so that it finally gets to an on-premise account where you and I can go in a restaurant and order it and enjoy it.
Our canopy averages 5 to 6 feet at least, as you can see, because it starts so low that we're able to manage it and grow it to 5 or 6 feet. And we drop the fruit, as you can tell here, we've dropped third time this year some fruit a week ago.
If you don't have the commitment to see the vision through for the many, many years to come, this is not for you. But if you do have the vision and you do have the commitment and the wherewithal to deal with all facets of environment, because wine is where environment meets art, meets human spirit. You put all these things together, and this is why the bottle has a magic that comes with it, because it took that long and that many people to make it happen. Clearly you need a fantastic winemaker. Clearly you need good viticulturists, good agronomists, good farmers, and you also need our Father above to collaborate with us, as the weather is a big piece of how the terroir and the grapes come together. So when all of these things are in harmony and they're all synchronous with one another, the result is at your table when you order a bottle of Daou wine. magical in a bottle of wine.